Almighty God, who is in your wisdom and goodness, appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to be on your abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to performance of important tasks in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your glory, your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and wealth for our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Clerk.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, good morning. I want to communicate that we have our visitors today, those who are in gallery. I may not name the names of them, but I want to appreciate them for being here and welcome to this session of this assembly. Welcome. Clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion and bills.
Next order.
Order number 9, motion.
Honorable Gilbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Honorable members, for me, I wish to move the following motion, that this county assembly do adopt the report of the AD-HOC Committee on Petition on Finland Scholarship Programs through Uasin Gishu County Government, dated 28th February 2023, and tabled on 28th February 2023, with or without amendments. Honorable Speaker, County Assembly received a petition 23rd November 2022 from Ruben Jepses Arab Koech on Finland scholarship programs through Uasin Gishu County Government, Appendix 1. The petition met the requirements of the form of petitions as provided for in Uasin Gishu County Assembly Standing Orders. Section 15 of the County Government Act 2012 provides that a person has a right to petition a county assembly to consider any matter within its authority, including enacting, amending, and repealing any of its legislation. Subsequently, the county assembly, by a resolution of the House, constituted an AD-HOC committee comprising 15 honorable members and committed the petition to it. The committee had its terms of reference clearly spelled out, and was guided by the same in prosecuting the petition. And the membership are Honorable Gilbert Chepkonga, Chairperson; Honorable Francis Muya Mwangi, Deputy Chairperson; Honorable Mary Goretti, Member; Honorable Rebecca Chepchirchir, Member; Honorable Jonathan Ngetich, Member; Honorable Gilbert Koskei, Member; Honorable David Keitany, Member; Honorable Isaac Samoe, Member; Honorable Nicholas Bitok, Member; Honorable Moses Kebenai, member. Honorable Evans Kapkea, member. Honorable Amos Kiptanui, member. Honorable Sarah Malel, member. Honorable Julius Sang, member. And Honorable Thomas Yego, member. The same, and we, the undersigned members of Uasin Gishu County Assembly Ad hoc Committee on petitions on Finland scholarships through Uasin Gishu County government, do hereby append our signatures. And hereby we did append our signatures, Honorable Speaker. The committee sat on Monday 9th January 2023, Tuesday 17th January 2023, Wednesday January 2023, Monday 23rd January, Wednesday 25th January, Monday 30th January, and Tuesday 14th February to hear submissions from the petitioners and the respondents. The committee further proceeded to prepare its report on Friday 17th February to Thursday 23rd February 2022. The other committee on petition on Finland scholarship programs through Uasin Gishu County government was tasked 1, establish any legal framework that Finland scholarship program is anchored, inquire whether there is a memorandum of understanding MOU between various learning institutions in Finland and county government of Uasin Gishu, investigate whether public participation was conducted to sensitize the public on the opportunities available, establish the role played by the county government in the program and how money in the form of school fees and other incidental costs was managed. Establish whether the management of the fund was done, whether it was done in strict compliance with best financial practices, transparency, accountability, and utmost good faith. Honorable Speaker, the ad hoc committee on the petition on Finland scholarships through the county government of Uasin Gishu wishes to thank the officers of the Speaker, the clerk to County Assembly for their support during the inquiry on the petition. Worth noting is the Assembly leadership through support that enabled the hearing to be transmitted live through the Assembly's YouTube channel and social media pages. This, Mr. Speaker, was the first proceeding of this County Assembly were broadcast live for members of the public to follow real time. Committee also wishes to thank its members for their commitment in effort that ensured successful and timely production of this report. Finally, the committee is also indebted to the support received from its secretariat comprising the legal office, committee clerks, Hansard staff, research office, sergeant at arms, and public relations office, who ensured that public hearings were conducted as required by law and the report produced on time. The petition by Ruben Chepses Arap Koech. On Monday 9th January 2023, Mr. Ruben Chepses Arap Koech appeared before the ad hoc committee accompanied by 5 parents whose children are studying in Tampere University, Finland, Mr. William Koech, Ms. Mary Kipto, Mr. Barnabas Murray, Ms. Sarah Koech, and Violet Koros to adduce their evidence. The petitioners told the committee that on 5th May 2021, they saw a media advert on Finland scholarship programs, which was in conjunction with Uasin Gishu County government. Prospective students sent applications to the Department of Youth and Sports, which is domiciled in KVDA Plaza 11th floor, and were later called for interviews, which required them to pay interview fee of 6,500 without being issued with any receipt of the said amount. Others deposited to Uasin Gishu Education Overseas Trust account, KCB Eldoret branch, account number 128592278. Students were called to pay school fees of 8,650 euros, which was equivalent to 1.19 million Kenya shillings. Other incidental costs included 80,000 accommodation fees for 3 months, 30,000 for insurance, 49,000 for visa, 5,000 for COVID test, and 100,000 flight. Students were issued with acceptance letters from the university, Appendix 2, and County Government of Uasin Gishu issued them with certificate of full scholarship, Appendix 3. On September 17, 2022, the students flew to Finland, parents having paid 710,000 for first semester fee, a parents' meeting was called on 30th October 2021, whereby the officials informed the parents that second semester fees of 480,000 was due before 30th November 2021. Most parents had paid fees in installments. Fees for diploma students was 550,000 first semester and that 360 for second semester. In the month of June 2022, parents requested for euro account to be open to cushion the foreign exchange fluctuation, since the students had gotten employment in Finland and were able to send some money home to contribute to their fees payment. The parents were called for a meeting on Saturday, 10th September 2022, where they met Director Mr. Meshach Rono, who informed them that the second semester fees payment was past due date and that an invoice had been received in the month of June 2022 requiring settlement. Degree students were required to pay euros 5,900, where diploma students were required to pay euros 3,900 for first semester of second years of study. The parents complained that they were not furnished with the contents of the memorandum of understanding between the county government and Tampere University in Finland. Details of fee structure from the university was not disclosed as well. On 16 September 2022, the parents of Tampere University students petitioned the Office of the Governor, Appendix number 4, requesting for audience to discuss gray areas on Finland scholarship programs. On 20th September 2022, the parents met the governor, deputy governor, and chief of staff. Their grievances were not addressed satisfactorily. On October 26, 2022, County Government of Uasin Gishu received a fee demand notice from Tampere University for delayed payment of 4 invoices number 941-0007828, 941-0007829, 941-0007830, and 941-0007874, Appendix 5. The letter indicated a deadline of 25th November 2022 for payment, failure to which teaching will be suspended in January 2023. Further, unpaid fees would result in the withdrawal of an accommodation guarantee and the university informing immigration authorities that students are not staying in agreed accommodation. In response to this demand notice, the Deputy Governor wrote a letter on 17th November 2022 requesting the university for a 1-month extension for a deadline to 25th December 2022. That is Appendix 6. A meeting was called on 20th September 2022 where parents were informed of these developments. Parents inquired about the fees required for a second year since their understanding was that it would be depreciating as the years progress. Response from county government officials was that fees is per constant throughout the 3 years of study. Parents informed the ad hoc committee that the certificate of full scholarship issued to each student disadvantaged them greatly since the university treated them as fully sponsored students who did not need to be allowed a lot of time to work to raise fees. Self-sponsored students got more time to work, hence could support their parents on school fee payments. When the students are on attachment, they are unable to work since they are posted for attachment outside Tampere. This situation compels parents to support them, whereas many of the parents do not have the extra cash to spare. On the bank statement, the petitioners highlighted areas of concern in the bank statement they presented as part of their documentary evidence to the committee. They enumerated a number of withdrawals which, in their opinion, were questionable and requested to the committee to investigate the transactions. Some of their concerns was institutional payment, citing an example of 200,000 paid to RVTTI, which was withdrawn in cash instead of cash transfer to institutions account and withdrawals done by county government employees. Additionally, some transactions in the bank statement lacked beneficiaries and the purpose of the payment. Below is a consolidated debit to Uasin Gishu of a Cease Education Trust account number 128 5922778 KCB Eldoret branch. Petitioner summary of transactions that require investigations for the years 2021 and 2022.
Was it, Honorable?
Thank you, much obliged, my able vice chair. It is Eldoret East branch. We have Excellency, benefited with 157, 490, 206. Tampere University, 87,559,239. Was in Gishu County, 71, 228,000. Visa processing, 43, 655,000. Rift Valley Ventures and Savaris, 17,825,070. Northern Light College, 16,522, 480. MK University, Rajakatu, 14,376,550. Paka Pican on by scale. Pican Obsikelu, 9,182,225. Sorry, Honorable Speaker. I wish it was written in Swahili. And I'm not seeing English there. Any. Lut University, 6,552,000. SOAS Apuisto, 3,444,254. Thompson Rivers, 3,294,000. Eton College, 2,196,000. Tamberine Aikus, 1,905,000. Elgeo Travelers, 1.35 million. Clearing Diff Asio, 1,167,456. Beneficiary not clear. RVTTI, 200,000 withdrawn to individual. Premium insurance, 746,850. Beneficiary not clear. Visa payment, 600,000. Beneficiary not clear. Medical exam fee, 600,000. Why not outward swift? Embassy facilitation, 400,000. Beneficiary not clear. Tampere Suomi, 870, 474,000. Beneficiary not disclosed. Students upkeep, 16,625,000. Beneficiaries not disclosed. Other transfers, 16,633,104. Beneficiaries not disclosed. Table 2, individual beneficiaries. We have Meshach Rono to the tune of 24,964,839,000. Mr. Joseph Kipkemoi Maritim, 13,878,700. Joshua Kipkemoi Lele, 5,282,200. Joseph or Joshua, because it's not clear whether it is Joseph or Joshua, 150,000. Domitila Mayo, that is the KCB manager, 120,000. Shadrach Chebatip, 300,000. Victor Kibiwot, 482,000. Mike Bleting, 400,000. Valerie Chepchirchir, 400,000. Tegla Chebichi, 20,000. Jocelyn Chepkorirono, 9,000. Victor Cheru, 5,000. Rose Chepkorinaibei, 1,264,000. Stanlas Kimeli, 918,000. Collins Lemayan Kipamut, 918,000. Simon Kiptu Maguye, 914,000. Jonathan Kiptanui Kebenei, 712,000. Stasi Chepchumba, 700,000. Jessica Chelakat, 650,000. Sarah Cherotich Koskei, 500,000. Joel Ruto, 400,000. Evelyn Chemutai Seurei, 324,000. Osea Kibet Korir, 200,000. Stephen Mainathuo, 92,081. Jacqueline Chepkemei, 92,000. Philip Kipkemei Yago, 13,500. Chelagat Faith, 13,500. Felix Kipchumba Biwot, 13,500. Philip Biwot Chebet, 9,000. Valentin Chepchumba, 9,000. Winnie Anyango Opondo, 9,000. Beryl Chepkemoy, 9,000. Leonida Bitok, 9,000. Irene Chepchumba Giptala, 9,000. Boaz Kimutai Bitok, 9,000. Abraham Kipchumba Chepsoi, 9,000. Timon Cheriot, 9,000. David Kipkorir Kogo, 9,000. Faxt Kimaru. I hope I have pronounced that well because it sounds Kenyan. 9,000. Faith Chepkorir Beren, 9,000. Gideon Kiblimo Chumba, 9,000. Inward checks of 9,000. The table above is a consolidation of withdrawals and transfers for the year 2021 and 2022. That is January to September. Details of specific transactions for 2021-2022 indicating dates and amounts withdrawn or transferred are in Appendix 7. The petitioner's prayers to the committee that the County Assembly to conduct a forensic audit of Uasin Gishu Educational Overseas Trust account. That the County Assembly to assist parents obtain fee structures from the university. That genuine authenticated memorandum of understanding MOU between Tampere University and County Government of Uasin Gishu be made available for transparency. Prayer number 4, that parents of the first 51 students who went to Tampere University be allowed to open a separate account with officials from the county and representatives of the parents as signatories. Prayer number 5, that an investigation on insurance payment and duration be done at some students, as some students fell sick and were unable to get treatment through insurance. That the title scholarship be done away with and the new MOU to have parents representatives as signatories since the first MOU is expiring in the month of March 2023. That the County Assembly establishes a true amount of fees balance for the 2.5 years remaining. That the County Assembly ascertains, that is prayer number 8, whether there was criminal liability of those entrusted to manage the account recommended for further investigations to be done. Number 9, that in the event that county officials are found culpable, then they step aside pending investigation. And number 10, that the County Assembly through the AD-HOC committee obtain the latest bank statement capturing transactions till January 2023. Responses to petitioners' concerns. Legal framework. The Finland scholarship program is anchored. The county government of Uasin Gishu signed a memorandum of understanding with Tampere University of Applied Science on 13th April 2021 to admit for Bachelors of Nursing 25 students. The program is for 3.5 years in Finland. Details of responsibilities of each party in the program is divided into 3 categories. 1. Responsibilities of Uasin Gishu County Government. Uasin Gishu County is responsible for student recruitment process basing on TAMP eligibility criteria. Number 2, provide the necessary student information. Number 3, nominates a project manager for the completion of the program. Number 4, Uasin Gishu is not allowed nor empowered to enter into any contract or agreement on behalf of TAMP. Uasin Gishu is an independent party and is responsible for all business expenses and taxes for its own activities. All marketing efforts by Uasin Gishu must be in accordance to good practices, and marketing materials and or events must provide accurate information of the program. Number 2 is the responsibilities of Tampere University of Applied Sciences. TAMP is responsible for all of the program's teaching. TAMP nominates a program director for the completion of the program. TAMC is responsible for online entrance exam and consulting on the best candidates. Number 4, TAMC offers study counseling for the degree program students. Number 5, TAMC grants the degree program certificates after completion of the studies. And the TAMC is responsible for invoicing Uasin Gishu County. Payments. The sum total payment for the 3-year program is 743,570 euros. That is 743,570 euros for 25 students undertaking degree in nursing. This payment is disputed as shown in the table below. That is table 3, distribution of school fees, payment degree in nursing. Entrance examination 5,000, which is about 200 euros per student. First year of studies at VAT 0 is 211,020. That is approximately 8,440 per student. Second year of studies, VAT again is 0, 211,020, 844.8 per student. Third year is 211,020. That is equivalent again to 8,440.8 per student. Final 6 months, that is 105,510, equivalent to 4,220 euros per student. Total is 743,570 euros per class, and this is equivalent to 29.7428, 29,742.8 euros per student. On 21st April 2021, the county government of Uasin Gishu signed another agreement with Tampere University of Applied Science for practical nurses 2 years in Finland. Responsibilities for each party are similar to those of degree in nursing agreement listed above. School fee payment for practical nursing courses is summarized in table below. Entrance examination 5,000, equivalent to 200 per student, that is euros. First year of study 162,363, equivalent to 6,494 euros per student. Second year studies, this is again 0 rated VAT, is 162,363 euros per class, and that is equivalent of 6,494.52 per student. The county government of Uasin Gishu signed a memorandum of understanding MOU with Tampere University of Applied Sciences. On public participation, there were no evidence of formal public participation conducted by the county government of Uasin Gishu to get views of the public on the program. Public Finance Management Act did not apply to this program since it's a private entity. The funds are not classified as public money. Instead, it is a community agreement based on mutual trust. On students who have traveled to Finland, currently there are 202 students studying in Finland courtesy of Finland Scholarship Program through Uasin Gishu County. These are spread across 3 universities: Laurea University with 66 students, Jyväskylä University with 25 students, Tampere University 51 for 2021 cohort, and 60 for 2022 cohort. Below are details of university campuses and courses undertaken. Laurea University, we have POFO, 34, degree in nursing. Loggia, 14, degree in nursing. Tikurila, 18, degree in nursing. And then we go to Jyväskylä University, that is 25, degree in nursing. Tampere University, we have 25 degree in nursing 2021, 26 diploma in nursing 2021 cohort, 25 degree in nursing 2022 cohort, 25 physiotherapy degree 2022, and 10 welding 2022. Students here to travel. Laurea University, we have Otanemi Group 1, that is 50 degree in nursing, awaiting visa. Otanemi Group 2, 46 degree in physiotherapy, awaiting visa. Tikurila, 29 degree in nursing, awaiting visa. POFO, 33 degree in nursing awaiting visa, Logia, 16, degree in nursing doing online classes. In the University of Gradia, 51 diploma in nursing awaiting visa, Metropolia University we have 13 degree in ICT, paid fees, yet to pay accommodation, insurance and visa. In Lutz University we have 48 degree in engineering awaiting visa. Honorable Speaker, there is a total of 286 students awaiting to travel to Finland. 5 of the 13 students who intended to pursue degree in ICT have declined and their money paid for fee refund. Former County Executive Committee member, CECM Education, Culture, Social Service and Youth Affairs, response that the committee invited former County Executive Committee member of Education, Culture, Social Services, Youth Affairs and Sports to its sitting on 30th January 2023, Appendix 7. Upon receipt of the invitation, the former CECM chose to do a written submissions to the committee, which was received on the date scheduled for his hearing. In his submission, he revealed a number of correspondence he made to the Chief Officer, Youth Affairs and Sports on the training of students overseas. Honorable Speaker, on 3rd August 2022, he wrote an internal memo to the Chief Officer, Youth Affairs and Sports requesting information. 1. Universities and colleges in Finland and Canada who have entered a memorandum of understanding with the county government of Uasin Gishu to train students. Number 2, number of students who have reported to those in the process of reporting to various universities and colleges in both Finland and Canada and their specific courses. Number 3, provide details of their fee payments for application, medical, insurance, visa, accommodation, and tuition. And number 4, provide bank account details of where parents are depositing their money. The CSCM was not supplied with information requested by Friday, 5th August 2022, and as indicated in the memo appendix number 8. He wrote another memo on 22nd August 2022, requesting the same information to be supplied to his office by Wednesday, 14th August 2022, which was not honored as well in Appendix 9. These events prompted him to draft a letter on August the 25th, 2022, asking the Chief Officer to show cause why disciplinary actions should not be taken against him for insubordination. That is in Appendix 10. Honorable Speaker, this is deliberations or interventions that the CECM tried to address this matter. But unfortunately, the Chief Officer chose not to comply. On September the 23rd, 2022, the CECM received a petition to the governor on running of scholarships to Finland Tampere University, which necessitated him to prepare a response and submit to His Excellency the Governor by 28 September 2022. The CECM made his response to the Governor on 10th October 2022, detailing his understanding on the running of the program as follows. That the County Executive Committee member of the department was not involved in the running of the program. That the program was run by officers in the department, namely Joseph Maritim, Chief Officer, Mesha Krono, Joshua Lelei, Joel Ruto, and Tony Tanui. That he was not aware of the formation of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Education Trust account. And number 4, Honorable Speaker, that he was not privy to opening of a bank account 12859227778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch. Number 5, that he was not aware of the amount of fees each student was expected to pay. Number 6, that he saw detailed information regarding the program from the Chief Officer, Youth Affairs and Sports, Mr. Joseph Maritim, via a memo, reference UGC stroke ECYSS stroke B 4 stroke 2022-150 and UGC ECYSS B 4 stroke 2022-151 with no avail. He finally recommended to the governor that the concerned officers should provide requisite information to enable the government respond to issues raised by the parents in Appendix 11. The former County Executive Committee member for Education, Culture, Social Affairs, Social Services, Youth Affairs and Sports prepared submission to the County Assembly Ad-hoc Committee citing similar concerns he had earlier raised to governor. He added that the program was never discussed and approved by the cabinet. That is in Appendix 12. Trustees from Uasin Gishu County Educational Reform Board. 4 trustees from Uasin Gishu County Education Revolving Fund, Dr. Joel Chelule, Dr. Susan Keino, Mrs. Lois Chelimo, and Dr. David Kesho made their submissions to the Ad-hoc Committee on the operations of the trust. They complained that they had been sidelined by other trustees who are full-time staff of Uasin Gishu County government. In their submission, the trustees informed the committee that they have not been issued with appointment letters, no inaugurations, no inductions. The trustees disowned the minutes used to open trust account, claiming there were no meeting and elections held. In addition, they furnished the committee with minutes of the first meeting of the Board of Trustees was in Gishu County Education Trust held on 3rd October 2022 at Rico Hotel Boardroom at 10:36 a.m., Appendix number 13. On 6th January 2023, 4 trustees wrote a letter to the principal trustee requesting their names to be removed from the list of trustees, Appendix number 14. They cited that during the meeting on 3rd October 2022, the Board of Trustees agreed that a comprehensive response to the petition by the parents be urgently prepared by the Secretariat and signatories and submitted to the governor to enable him respond to petitions. Further, they pointed out that the meeting agreed that an audit by a credible external auditor be carried out on the trust account and all other aspects of the trust. The aforementioned activities had not been done, hence prompting them to request their names be expunged from the list of trustees. Attached is a sworn affidavit. The trustees Mr. Speaker, attached is a sworn affidavit of the trustees where they have affirmed their position in Appendix 15. Honorable Speaker, CEO Max Global Group Company Limited. On Tuesday, 14th February 2023, the Chief Executive Officer, Max Global Group Company Limited, Mr. Cornelius Kiblagat, appeared before the Ad-hoc Committee. He submitted that he acted as a link between the county government of Uasin Gishu and the University of Tampere in Finland, where a total of 136 students were enrolled in the following courses: degree in nursing, degree in physiotherapy, diploma in nursing and welding and fabrication courses between 2021 and 2022. There were no signed MOU between Max Global and the county government of Uasin Gishu, and therefore no agency fee was charged. He also swore an affidavit on the same, Appendix number 16. He admitted that his company tailor-made the Finnish learning programs to assist the students have ease of communication when in Finland. He further stated that he only received 500,000 from the former governor of Uasin Gishu, Honorable Jackson Mandago, as a token of appreciation for hosting and linking him to the University of Tampere during their stay in Finland. Committee observations, Honorable Speaker. The committee, in conducting their inquiry, made the following observations. 8.1. The Finland Scholarship Program through Uasin Gishu County, Mr. Speaker. The committee notes that the program was not a scholarship, and neither was it a county government program. This is justified by the reasons below. The immediate CCM in the Department of Education, Culture, Gender, Social Services, Youth Affairs and Sports, Mr. Joseph Kurgat, had no information and was not involved in the operations of the program from the beginning. In his written submissions, he said that the program was run by officers from his department. Mr. Joseph Maritim, the immediate former chief officer in the Department of Youth, Sports and principal trustee. Mr. Joel Ruto, the director, was in Gishu County Education Revolving Fund and trustee. Mr. Mesha Krono, the deputy director, was in Gishu County Education Revolving Fund and trustee. Mr. Tony Tanui, a member of staff, was in Gishu County Education Revolving Fund. He also submitted that he was not involved in the formation of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Education Trust and opening of the bank account 12859227778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch. Mr. Joseph Kurkat said that the program was not discussed at the cabinet and no policy framework was tabled before cabinet for approval. Article 183(1)(c) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that among the functions of the County Executive Committee shall be to manage and coordinate the functions of the county administration and its department. Article 183(2) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 further provides that a County Executive Committee may prepare proposed legislation for consideration by the County Assembly, subsection 3. Subsection 3 of the same article states that the County Executive Committee shall provide the County Assembly with full and regular reports on matters relating to county. Section 36(1)(a) of the County Government Act 2012 provides that the County Executive Committee shall supervise the administration and delivery of services in the county and all decentralized units and agencies in the county. Section 39(1) of the same act provides that the members of the County Executive Committee are individuals and collectively accountable to the governor in the exercise of the powers and performance of their duties and responsibilities. From his submissions, Honorable Speaker, Mr. Joel Ruto, the director of Uasin Gishu County Education Revolving Fund, was sidelined and his subordinate staff selected to run the overseas program. His subordinate staff did not take instructions from him, and he was even surprised to learn from social media that at some point they were overseas on matters of the program without his knowledge, permission, or recommendation. This is despite the fact that he is a trustee of the trust and a signatory of the trust account. As a result, he is greatly demoralized. Honorable Speaker, the AD-HOC committee was not furnished with any evidence that the opening of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Account Trust Account number 128-55922-778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch was done in accordance with the relevant provisions of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and its regulations of 2015. Section 119(1) of the Act states that the county treasury is responsible for authorizing the opening, operating and closing of bank accounts for the county governments and its entities, except as otherwise provided by other legislation and in accordance with the regulations made under this Act. Further, Section 121 of the same Act provides that a county treasury shall manage its cash within a framework established by the County Assembly and by regulations. Number 4, this County Assembly has never been furnished with any policy on or regulations from the County Executive that gives guidance on the operations of the program for the Assembly to deliberate and approve. The program is therefore being operated outside purview of any legal framework, despite the fact that it was a brainchild of the former governor, His Excellency Jackson Mandago, and is run by county government officials who have been mentioned. This program is in fact a business enterprise driven and rotated between the former governor, immediate former chief officer in the Department of Youth and Sports, Mr. Joseph Maritim, and other county officials in their individual capacities. Honorable Speaker, members of public applied for the program in large numbers, convinced that it was a county program because the county government administration was involved. Publicity was done using county government resources. Its logo was used in the advertisement of the program. Therefore, members of public were duped to believe it was a county government program. The AD-HOC committee established from the submissions of the parents that they were later informed that this was a self-sponsored program. Therefore, many parents sold their assets and organized for Rambays to pay school fees and all other incidentals for their children. Parents were made to believe that they were required to pay a fee only for the first semester, because once the students settle, they will be able to work and sponsor themselves. There were no transparency in running the program. Parents of students were never provided with memorandum of understanding, fee structures, despite several requests to have them failed. Additionally, the school fees that they were being asked to pay kept fluctuating. On several occasions, when the parents had meetings with the officials, the meeting ended in disarray because the officials were unable to give parents information that they required. A case in point is a parents' meeting held on 20th September 2022 at Town Hall with county officials that ended in disarray. Honorable Speaker, on the legal framework of the Finland Scholarship Program through Uasin Gishu County, Mr. Speaker, the AD-HOC committee was not furnished with any evidence to indicate that public participation was conducted. Article 10.1 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that the national values and principles of governance in this article binds all state organs, state officers, public officers, and all persons whenever any of them, A, applies or interprets this constitution, B, enacts, applies, or interprets any law, or C, makes or implements public policy decisions. The national values and principles of governance include A, patriotism, nationalism, sharing and evolution of power, the rule of law, democracy, and participation of the people, human dignity, equity, social justice, inclusivity, equality, human rights, non-discrimination, and protection of the marginalized. C, good governance, integrity, transparency, and accountability. And D, sustainable development. Article 174C of the Constitution, Honorable Speaker of Kenya 2010, provides that the objects of devolution of government include to give powers to self-governance to the people and enhance the participation of the people in the exercise of the powers of the state and in making decisions affecting them, and to reorganize the right of communities to manage their own affairs and to further their own development. In judicial review, case number 234 of 2015, Republic versus County Government of Kiambu, ex parte Robert Kaguru and Jamofasta Welfare Association, Odunga J, thus said, there was inadequate public participation when only a few people participated for one day at a 5-star hotel, and a one-day newspaper advertisement was published. The content of the advertisement did not attempt to exhort the public to participate in the process. The number and diversities of the people that participates matters, and those in authority have a responsibility to motivate members of the public to participate. Public participation is not about the people being able to influence outcomes. It is based on the fact that governments derive their powers from the people, and without the will of the people, the government becomes illegitimate. Direct public participation in law and policy making ensures that government activities address people's problems and protect their rights, including those of marginalized groups. Section 87D of the County Government Act 2012 provides that citizen participation in county government shall be based on principle of legal standing to interested and affected persons, organizations, and where pertinent, communities, to appeal from or review decisions or redress grievances with particular emphasis on persons and traditionally marginalized communities, including women, youth, and disadvantaged communities. Despite public participation being a cornerstone of devolution, no effort were made to mobilize the parents to give their views on all aspects of the program, and yet they are the major stakeholders. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 7 of the Office of the County Attorney Act 2020 provides that the functions of the county attorney includes A, is the principal legal advisor to the county government. D, shall advise departments in the county executive on legislative and other legal matters. And E, shall negotiate, draft, vet, and interpret documents and agreements for and on behalf of the county executive and its agents. Honorable Speaker, the county attorney, Mr. Stephen Lale, being the principal legal advisor to the county government, failed to give an advisory on the legality of the program and its consequences. He prepared and attested the memorandum of understanding between the county government of Uasin Gishu and Tampere University of Applied Science, TAMC Appendix number 17, where he knew very well that this was not a county program. He also failed to properly advise the county government on the consequences of using its official logo for a non-county program. He further allowed, against his better judgment, for the county government to mislead universities in Finland, and the county government was sponsoring students, when the truth is, it is not. Mr. Stephen Lale failed to give his professional advice during his incorporation of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Educational Trust. Two trustees, Dr. Joel Chelule and David Kesio, in their submission stated that they were called by Mr. Joel Ruto to furnish him with copies of their national identity cards and KRA PIN certificates. They were not given reasons as to why those documents were required. It was for this reason that Dr. Kesio did not provide his PIN certificate and subsequently is not a trustee in the trust deed. A fact he was made aware of when he appeared before the AD-HOC committee and was able to peruse the trust deed. On management of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Education Trust Kenya shilling account number 128,5922778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch, Honorable Speaker, the AD-HOC committee established that the Uasin Gishu Overseas Education Trust is a charitable trust in accordance to Section 3B1 of the Trustees Perpetual Succession Act, CAP number 164, that provides a charitable trust is a trust formed by the exclusive purpose of the relief of poverty, the advancement of education, religion, or human rights and fundamental freedoms, or the protection of the environment, or any other purpose beneficial to the general public. Honorable Speaker, therefore no trustee is entitled to a pecuniary benefit from the trust because of the nature of the trust. However, from the evidence presented and scrutinized by the committee, unsupported allowances were paid to the trustees out of the fund, and it appears from the bank statements that some of the trustees heavily benefited financially from the bank statements of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Trust account number 128,59,22778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch. These include Mr. Joseph Maritin, Mr. Mesha Krono, Mr. Joel Ruto. Also, the committee was not satisfied by the explanation of unsupported withdrawals by the said officers. Section 6.2 of the Trustees Act, Perpetual Succession Act, Cap 164 of the appointment of trustees provides that the appointment of every new trustee shall be certified by or by the direction of the trustee to the principal registrar upon the completion of the appointment. From the submissions, Dr. Joel Chelule and Dr. David Kesio, and a letter by the four trustees, Dr. Joel Chelule, Dr. Susan Keino, Ms. Lois Murray, and Dr. David Kesio, to the principal trustee requesting to be expunged from the list of trustees, that is in Appendix 14, the ad-hoc committee established that the trustees were neither appointed officially nor served with appointment letters. The trustees also notified the committee that no official meeting of the trustees was ever held to pass a resolution to elect officials of the trust, to open a bank account of the fund, and to elect signatories to the fund. Therefore, the minutes of the meeting of the trustees to open the account was a forgery. The minutes had two contradictory dates, 22nd February 2021 and 23rd April 2021. In a sworn affidavit, 4 trustees mentioned in the minutes, Dr. Chelule Joel, Mrs. Lois Murray, David Casio, and Dr. Susan Kaino, denied being in attendance during the meeting. When Dr. Chelula and Dr. Casio appeared to the committee, they presented minutes of the first ever official meeting of the trustees held on 3rd October 2022 at Rico Hotel Boardroom. The committee also established that no parent is neither a trustee nor a signatory to the Uasin Gishu Overseas Educational Trust account. And that is number 12859227778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch. When it is evident that they are the major stakeholders in the program. It is also unclear how Mr. Ernest Kimitei, a parent, was elected or selected as parent's representative signatory to the Uasin Gishu Overseas Educational Trust Euro account, number 131422746, and his engagements with the parents on the management of the account. The trust account signatories did not follow the due procedure in the opening of the fund account by failing to provide to the bank with a duly registered trust deed and genuine minutes of the meeting held by the trustees resolving to open the bank account. The principal trustee, Mr. Joseph Maritim, and other trustees who are signatories took advantage of the cordial relationship with the bank by making unsupported withdrawals from the fund account. Honorable Speaker, from the submissions of the principal trustees, Mr. Joseph Maritim, 30,000 was paid by each student as agency fee. However, in his presentation, the CEO, Max Global Group, Mr. Cornelius Kiblagat, informed the committee that he never received any agency fee. He presented a sworn affidavit to affirm the same. He affirmed to the committee that he acted as a link between University of Tampere and the county government of Uasin Gishu and was promised 500,000 as a token of appreciation from His Excellency, the former Governor Jackson Mandago. The committee, in his findings, established that Max Global Group was paid 267,599.5 via check number 297, dated 5 July 2022 from the Uasin Gishu Overseas Trust account. In discharging their duties, the officers of the county executive ought to be guided by inter alia Article 73 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which outlines the guiding principles applicable to public officers. It states in part 1, authority assigned to public officer. 2, is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that 1, consistent with the purposes and objectives of the Constitution. 2, demonstrates respect for the people. 3, brings honor to the nation and dignity to the office. And 4, promotes public confidence in the integrity of the office. And B, vests in the public officer the responsibility to serve the people rather than the power to rule them. The guiding principles of leadership and integrity includes selection on the basis of personal integrity, competence and suitability, or election in free and fair election. B, objectivity and impartiality in decision making and in ensuring that decisions are not influenced by nepotism, favorism, other improper motives, or corrupt practices. Article 73 of the Constitution of Kenya, Honorable Speaker, sir, is applicable to all state and public officers. The county executive officers are expected to uphold the values, objects, spirit, and the principles of the Constitution of 2010. In carrying out their duties, further, they ought to serve in conformity with the Leadership and Integrity Act, which breathes life to Chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, as was held by High Court Charles Omanga and 8 others versus Attorney General, and another petition number 29 of 2024, where Majanja J. noted thus: the Leadership and Integrity Act is legislation enacted to, inter alia, establish procedures and mechanisms for the effective administration of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Sorry, Mr. Speaker. The committee observed that the county executive officials, namely Joseph Maritim, Mr. Meshach Rono, Mr. Tony Tanui, acted in contravention of what is expected of public officers in accordance with the Constitution and Leadership and Integrity Act. They contradicted each other on matters of fact and were unable to provide all documents the committee required, making meaningful findings. Quite honestly, thank you so much, my able Vice Chair. Quite honestly, on several occasions, the submissions by the said officers caused more confusion to the ad hoc committee rather than clarify issues. The committee, cognizant of the fact that Article 50 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that 1, every person has the right to have any dispute that can be resolved by the application of the law decided in a fair and public hearing before a court, or, if appropriate, another independent and impartial tribunal or body. Halsbury Law of England, 5th edition, volume 61, page 549, at paragraph 640 states, the audi alteram patem rule, a Latin phrase meaning listen to the other side, requires that those who are likely to be directly affected by the outcome should be given prior notification of the action proposed to be taken, for the time and place of any hearing that is to be conducted, and of the charge or case they will be called upon to meet. The particulars set out in the notice should be sufficiently explicit to enable the interested parties to undertake that they have to meet and to prepare their answer and their own cases. The Court of Appeal in Mutiso versus Mutiso 1984, EKL, emphasized that a person cannot be condemned without being heard, and instead on the importance of informing a party of the accusations leveled against him, if any, giving them an opportunity to respond. It is on this premise, Honorable Speaker, that the committee invited the aforementioned officers to appear before the committee to give their submission. Sakar's law on evidence at page 1034, in discussing the weight of oral evidence, states that a tribunal should have regard to the following considerations: the demeanor of the witness, their intellectual capacity, their station in life, their interestedness, their motives, their consistencies of the testimonies, the conformity of their evidence with the experience and probabilities of the case. The committee heard the testimonies of the petitioner and parents and found them to be consistent, and as such found them to be truthful. Honorable Speaker. On the part of the county executive officers, the committee found them to be deliberately evasive to pertinent questions, and as such, not furnishing the committee with adequate information, the committee was not satisfied as to their interestedness and motive with respect to the matter. Further, their testimonies were certainly not consistent with that of the petitioners. The committee further observed that the entire program, though noble, was shrouded by lack of transparency. Parents were not given enough information to settle their concerns. The lack of transparency was evident as well during the committee hearings. Lord Green, Honorable Speaker, in assorted provision pictures houses limit versus limited versus Wednesbury Corporation. You will forgive me, Honorable Speaker, with this and Kenyan terms. Of 1947 to all 680 averred that where a person in authority is entrusted with discretion, he or she must exercise such discretion reasonably. The committee observed that the trustees made decisions arbitrarily and without caution. It was not clear on who actually made decisions as reference were made to "we decided." But it was not clear who the "we" are. There is no evidence of meetings held and resolutions made. The minutes furnished to the committee for opening the bank account were plain forgery, and the committee was shocked at the audacity of the county executive officials who engaged in the fraud. The word scholarship in the program was not a well thought out idea and appears to have been used to hoodwink the Finnish officials and entice them to agree to enter into the memorandum of understanding. No justifiable reasons was given to the committee as to why the scholarship word was used. In fact, the word has greatly disadvantaged the students as they are treated as fully sponsored students and hence cannot work to sustain themselves and pay fee adequately. Further, Honorable Speaker, the committee was satisfied that there is a prima facie case, that is on the first impression, of obtaining money by false pretense and fraud. In the case of State versus Kevin War, Abith, alias Opudo, 2022, EKLR Re Amburili J stated, a prima facie case is where the evidence tendered by the prosecution is sufficient on its own for a court of law to return a guilty verdict, even if the accused opts to remain silent. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends the following. From the observations, the committee hereby recommends, number one, Honorable Speaker, that suspend any new applications being received by the Department of Education for overseas programs and continue to facilitate students who have already paid fees and other incidentals to travel to Finland to continue and complete the process. Students who had paid fees and wish to be refunded immediately without necessary delays. Number two, the program should be domiciled in the county government of Uasin Gishu after appropriate policies and laws have been enacted to guide the program. Number three, that the county attorney to step aside pending investigation for his professional negligence by failing to advise the county government in his capacity as the principal legal advisor about the program and its consequences. Further, the committee recommends that the Advocates Complaints Commission to investigate Mr. Stephen Lale and recommend appropriate action against him. Number four, county employees who have been adversely mentioned and are the beneficiaries of the transactions from the Uasin Gishu Education Overseas Trust account, number 128 59 22 77 8 at KCB Eldoret East Branch, be immediately suspended pending investigations and forensic audit, as in page number 11 and number 12. Number 5, the county executive to engage the services of an independent and reputable external forensic auditor to audit the Uasin Gishu Education Overseas Trust account, number 128 59 22 778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch, and report back to the county assembly within 30 days of receipt of the letter of instruction. The forensic auditor's term of reference shall be to analyze the financial data and look for evidence of crime. Honorable Speaker, the committee shall make further recommendations on the audit report upon receipt and adoption. Number 6, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, and all other relevant agencies to carry further investigations on the following officers regarding to forgery, abuse of office, and integrity. Number 1, Mr. Joseph Maritim, immediate former chief officer in the Department of Youth and Sports and principal trustee. Number 2, Mr. Joel Ruto, Director was in Gishu Education Revolving Fund and Trustee. And number 3, Mr. Mesha Krono, Deputy Director, was in Gishu Education Revolving Fund and Trustee. Number 7, Honorable Speaker, the 2 accounts, there was in Gishu Overseas Education Trust Euro account number 130-142-2746, and there was in Gishu Overseas Educational Trust Kenya Shilling account number 128-59-22-778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch, to be used to facilitate students who have already been issued with visas and ready to travel. After the said students have traveled, the accounts should then be suspended pending forensic audit. Number 8, once the 2 accounts, there was in Gishu Overseas Educational Trust Euro account number 130-142-2746, and there was in Gishu Overseas Education Trust Kenya Shillings account number 12859227778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch are operationalized. After the forensic audit, new signatories should consist of parents, representatives selected through a transparent public participation process, and staff of the county of high moral standards who are on permanent and pensionable terms be engaged. Number 9, that Mr. Cornelius Kiplagat, the CEO Max Global, do refund with immediate effect Kenya shillings 267,599.5 paid to him out of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Educational Trust, account number 128-5922778 at KCB Eldoret East Branch, and any other money received as a token. The money is to be deposited in the same account because these are parents' money. Honorable His Excellency, the former governor, did not advance a token from his pocket. He advanced a token from the parents' money. And number 10, Honorable Speaker, that the Kenya Commercial Bank to investigate and take necessary disciplinary action against its staff for professional negligence by allowing the Uasin Gishu Overseas Educational Trust account number 12859227778 be opened without due diligence, which could have confirmed that the minutes used in the opening of the account were forged. Number 11, the County Assembly is aware that the County Executive has similar arrangements with other countries like Canada. We advise that those engagements be suspended until proper policy framework is established. After all recommendations are met, the constitution of the trust should be looked at, reorganized, and staff on permanent terms deployed to it. Signed by Gilbert Chepkonga, the chair to this ad hoc committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to further thank this House for according Uasin Gishu community the listening here. You will remember, Honorable Speaker, that the residents of Uasin Gishu ran up and down trying to find somebody whom they could lend them an ear. And I want to thank this House because we gave them a hearing opportunity so that their matter could be heard. Honorable Speaker, I am standing here in this honorable House to defend the public from the wrath of the executive. Because, Honorable Speaker, this program was not laid into this house for ratification. This program is foreign to this house, and this program was the business of the executive. Honorable Speaker, the same arrangement was done by government officials acting in their own capacity. They created a business enterprise where money could be withdrawn at will without notice. Where money could be the account could be operated like a private account. And we are dealing with people who sold their lands. We are dealing with people who did arambes in the communities. We are dealing with communities. We are dealing with the children of mothers or single parents who sold everything they had so that their children could have a better life. And by extension, so that their lives could improve as well. This House, Honorable Speaker, decided to stand with those families. Honorable Speaker, we were guided by the truth. So that we do not want to go witch hunt. And in their submissions, Honorable Speaker, the petitioners, although they were being given names, and I remember they were called Wakora. They were called enemies of progress. They were called business rivalries. But, Honorable Speaker, in our engagement, the truth is very stubborn. The truth is very stubborn. And we realized that the truth is always consistent, irrespective of who contributes to that truth. Today, Honorable Speaker, I want to exonerate the petitioners from all the falsehoods they have been smeared on, by thanking them and recognizing them as true patriots of our county. Honorable Speaker, the enemies of Uasin Gishu are leaders who have been elected by the public, and I'm ashamed as one of them. But it reaches a time, Honorable Speaker, where leaders must come out of the said leaders. So that, Honorable Speaker, we must stand by the truth. We must defend what is right. And we must act by the oath of office that we took. Honorable Speaker, I'm standing here today with a heavy heart that I've received many calls asking me to drop this baby. Many people have called me, they've told me to drop this, or they want to lead me on how these proceedings should continue. But today, Honorable Speaker, we have carried the pregnancy for 9 months, and we have delivered the baby today. It's upon Uasin Gishu to act. For that few remarks, let me give my Vice Chair to make his contribution. I'm giving my Vice Chair to second this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Francis, we.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwanza kabisa nataka kuchukua fursa hii kumpa kongole zisizo na dhati mwenyekiti wa kamati ama jopo ambalo uliweza kuteua wewe mwenyewe kwa sababu ya kuchunguza jambo hili ambalo wananchi wengi wa Uasin Gishu County waliweza kuhabarishwa na kufanywa waelewe kwamba county hii ya Uasin Gishu itawapeleka watoto ng'ambo kusoma na kutafuta ajira, na kumbe haikuwa hivyo. Kwa hivyo mwenyekiti, kongole, na tuko nyuma yako. Mungu wa amani akubariki na kuinue kiwango kingine. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesimama kuunga mkono ripoti iliyo mbele yetu na mbele yako, ambayo ni ripoti ya jopo ambalo iliteuliwa kuhusiana na lalama iliyofikia County Assembly hii kuhusiana na Finland Scholarship Program through Uasin Gishu County Government. Na kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Speaker, ninataka kusema kwa ufupi tu, nakala iliyo mbele yetu ni ndefu, imeangalia kila jambo kwa kina, kwa mapana na marefu, imeweza kuweka ripoti yake, na tutakapopitisha ripoti hii itakuwa ni ripoti ambayo inaweza kuhusika na yeyote. Mwananchi wa kawaida anaruhusiwa kuja akaweza kuingia ni nini kimeandikwa na kimenakiliwa, kwa sababu tumeweza hata kunakili vipengee vya sheria ambazo zilituongoza katika kufanya kazi hii. Kabla sijaendelea, nataka kuwapa kongole na heko zangu kamati hii ama wanakamati wa jopo hili, kwa sababu ukiangalia siku walizokaa, japo ya nyumba hii kuwa na mambo mengi, ilikuwa ni wakati ambako tulikuwa tupitishe wale makatibu wa idara mbalimbali, lakini hatukuchoka. Tuliweza kukaa siku nzima baada ya nyingine kuhakikisha kwamba tumeweza kushughulikia jambo hili kadri ya uwezo wetu. Asante wanakamati, na pia waheshimiwa ambao hawakuwa wanakamati lakini waliona ni vyema na heri, kwa sababu wako na watu wa Uasin Gishu ndani ya mioyo yao. Walikaa katika jopo hili, walichangia, walituongoza. Mimi nikiwa kama mdogo wa mwenyekiti nataka kusema kongole na Mungu akawabariki. Pia Mheshimiwa Spika, kama vile nakara imesema, tuwashukuru ofisi yako. Tuwashukuru, tuwapa heko ofisi ya msimamizi wa bunge hii, Bwana Clerk, na maofisa ambao walitupa, wakiwa ni clerks kutoka ofisi ya sheria, na wale ambao waliwezesha yote yaliyo neno hapa, na walalamishi na ambao waliweza kutajwa ikaweza kunakilika, na wanaitwa Hansard team. Na zaidi ya yote kuna kitengo ambao tunasema kongole. Walifanya mambo ambayo yalikuwa kiendelea katika nyumba hii yakaweza kumfikia mwananchi wa kawaida mahali aliko, kwa kuhakikisha kwamba kilichokuwa kikiendelea mahali hapa, pasipo kudorola, pasipo kudharalishwa, iliweza kufikia mwananchi vile ilivyo, vile ilitoka kinywa cha mmoja wetu. Wote walijiangalilia, wote waliona, na wote wanajua wametuweka katika mizani. Jambo hili, kwa sababu ya jambo hili, limeweza kuweka assembly hii kiwango kingine, ili wananchi wakaweza kutambua kwamba county assemblies wao wako na nguvu kama vile parliament ya nchi, kama vile senate. Ili jambo ambalo hawanaona aliendi vyema, wanaruhusa kulileta hapa, likaweza kuchunguzwa, na hawa waheshimiwa wakaweza kuelekeza, kwa sababu sisi ndio waangalizi wa wananchi watukufu wa Uasin Gishu County. Mheshimiwa Speaker, ripoti hii imeweza kuleta mambo yakaweza kubainika ni vipi. Imesemekana kwamba katika ripoti hii wananchi waliweza kutangaziwa na vyombo vya serikali hii kwamba watoto wetu watapelekwa nje na kusomeshwa, kwa sababu jina kwa Kiingereza sponsorship, ilikuwa ni vyema walipiwe kila senti kwenda kusoma, na wanaposoma wakaweza kupata ajira. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika jopo hili tuliweza kutambua kwamba hakukuwa hata senti iliyolipiwa mwanafunzi, hata shilingi moja na serikali ya kaunti ya Uasin Gishu. Hii ni kusema nini? Tunapoendelea ni wakati serikali yetu ya kaunti chini ya gavana wetu Jordan B tuweze kuangalia kwamba kile tunaambia mwananchi hicho ndicho. Kwa sababu gani? Mambo yatakapochunguzwa, kwa sababu mimi niko kwa kiketi leo, mwananchi na yeyote yule ana ruhusa wa kunichunguza. Ninatenda kadri ya vile katiba inasema. Kwa hivyo ilikuwa ni makosa kuwadanganya wananchi wa kaunti kwamba watoto tutawapeleka, tutawalipia. Mheshimiwa Spika, waheshimiwa hawa wakikwambia wakati wa campaign, watu waliweza, ilikuwa ni cheche kule kwa wananchi, wakijua kwa wakiulizwa watoto wangapi katika ward fulani wamepelekwa nje na county government na serikali ya Uasin Gishu. Lakini kumbe hakukuwa na program kama hii. Wazo yenyewe ilikuwa nzuri, lakini hawakuwa na uwazi, kama vile nakala inasema kwamba ilikuwa ni udanganyifu wa serikali ya Uasin Gishu County kwa serikali ile nyingine ya Finland, kwamba watoto wetu watalipiwa na serikali, ili hali walijua kwamba hakuna yeyote aliyekuwa analipiwa na serikali hii. La kero zaidi, kwa sababu wazazi waliweza kuchukua wazo hili nzuri, wakaona picha kubwa na wakaona waanze kulipa pesa hizi watoto wakifika kule, kwa sababu waliambiliwa ajira watawasaidia kulipa. Lakini kero ilikujia wapi? Kama vile nakara hii imeonyesha, Mheshimiwa Spika, waliohusika kuhakikisha wameonyesha kana kwamba jambo hili linastahili ama linafanywa vyema kwa jina Trustees. Kati ya wale 6, mwanzo walikuwa 3, majina yao yalitumika tu kwa sababu hawakutumika, hawakuitwa katika mkutano wowote. Lakini wakilipo injia mchanga, maji yalipozidi unga, ndipo waliitwa katika mkutano. Wakasema hatujawahi kaa katika mkutano. Wakashangaa kuona kwamba majina yao yametumika kufungua account katika benki ya KCB. Hii ni aibu. Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna wale ofisa wa county ambao walitumika, ambao walikuwa wanatumia jina ya Kiingereza we, yani wajua wakati ambako tunafanya mambo kuelekeza kwamba sheria fulani ilitungiwa hapa na iliamuliwa na fulani na fulani, lakini iliwachwa tu. Imekuwa ni account hii ilienda kuchunguzwa, kwa hiyo account kufunguliwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, jopo hii ambao uliweza kuteua wewe mwenyewe iliweza kutambua kwamba kufunguliwa kwa account hii ukora ulitumika. Kwa nini? Mkutano ule ulisemekana waliketi na wakakuja na mapendekezo. Mkutano haukuwa. Katika nakala ile ilikuwa na tarehe 2 tofauti, na ndiposa tukauliza, ukiangalia katika recommendation ama katika pendekezo pale mwisho, unakuta kwamba tumesema kwamba huyu achunguzwe. Alikuwa na jukumu la kuangalia, je, hii nakala nimeletewa. Alipokuja mbele ya jopo lile, aliweza kusema kwamba anajua ndivyo lazima kuwe na nakala inatoka katika msimamizi wa fedha za serikali, lakini kukubaliana wa benki na county kuwafungulia hawa ndugu watatu akaunti kwa sababu walikuwa watatu. Mheshimiwa Spika, rakero si kufungua hata hiyo account. Tuna watoto wetu. Pengine tungesema la mwisho ama lililo matokeo yanaweza kudhibitisha kwa nini walifanya vile. Lakini la kero zaidi ni pesa zilizowekwa katika akaunti hii vile ilionekana ikitolewa na kuingia katika binafsi. Kuna wale walipokea milioni 24. Hiyo ni jukumu ya watakao chunguza kuhakikisha je, waliweka kwa mikono yao wakipeleka wapi. Mwingine amepata milioni 18. Mwingine amepata zaidi ya milioni. Pesa ya mwanafunzi na mzazi aliyeuza shamba, akauza ng'ombe, akafanya harambee ili pesa hizi ipatikane. Aibu ya namna gani? Na ndiposa katika pendekezo yetu, kwa sababu nilisema nitasema kwa kifupi, tumesema kwamba wale officers wa county walio husika waache ofisi zao tayari kuchunguzwa, kwa sababu akiweza kusema penye alipeleka milioni 24, mimi ni nani kusema alifanya kosa? Bora tu aseme tulitoa tukapeleka hapa kwa manufaa ya mwanafunzi huyu na huyu. Kwa hivyo ndipo tunasema watu hawa wote ambao wametajwa waache ofisi za, wakubali kuchunguzwa nao kama hawajafanya makosa. Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna pendekezo namba 3 ambalo kwa Kiingereza tumesema the county attorney to step aside pending investigation for professional advise the county government in his capacity as the principal legal advisor about the program and its consequences. Further, that the Advocate Complaint Commission to investigate Mr. Stephen Lel and recommend appropriate action against him. Mheshimiwa Spika, huyu ni ofisa wa tajriba ya hali ya juu, ni wakili, ni mtu, ni ofisa linahusiana na sheria. Yeye ndio anatakiwa kuelekeza gavana na serikali yako, hili ni sawa, hii si sawa. Kulingana na uchunguzi wetu, nakala hizi zote ambazo zaitwa MOUs, yeye ndio alitengeneza. Jambo hili halijazungumziwa na serikali ya Uasin Gishu. Kwa nini hizi nasema hivyo? Aliyekuwa msimamizi wa idara ya elimu kama waziri, ilijitokeza wazi wazi, alisema kwamba hakuhusishwa popote. Alipouliza aelezwe nini kilifanyika, alinyimwa kujua. Na ndiposa mwenyekiti akasema hii ilikuwa ni biashara ndani ya serikali ya county ikifanywa na watu binafsi. Finland, kama tulijua kwamba tunataka kusaidia wanafunzi wetu, ilikuwa ni mzigo ama ni vigumu namna gani kueleza wazazi tumewaonea kitu kizuri na makubaliano tuliyokubaliana ni hiki na kile, nyinyi pimeni muone ama kitawasaidia. Ili hali kuliko kufanya hivyo, walichagua kuwanyima wazazi na wanafunzi mambo haya ambao ingewasaidia. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, huyu ofisa pasipo huruma, pasipo kumuonea, Diviena akakubali kuchunguzwa. Akionekana kwamba hana makosa, kuna jinsi ya kurejea katika kazi yake. Lakini ni wakati mkono wa pili wa serikali ujue kwamba kosa ambao watafanya jumba hii ambao ni mkono wa kwanza wa serikali ya county, hatutakoma, hatutakosa, hatutafunga macho kusema umekosa. Iwe ni governor, iwe ni waziri, iwe ni mwanafunzi mfanyikazi mdogo, kwa sababu letu ni kuchunga maslahi ya mwananchi anayeishi ndani ya Uasin Gishu County, kuhakikisha mambo yake yanafanyika vile inatakikana. Mheshimiwa Spika, Ukiangalia katika pendekezo ambazo tumeweka hapa, inaweza kuulizwa kwa nini tukasema kwamba hatukusema hiyo akaunti fungwe tu, kutaka kufunga waheshimiwa na mambo ambayo yamekuwa kifanyika pale. Kuna wanafunzi ambao walikuwa nagojea vyeti vyao vya kusafiri, vyeti vyao vya kukubalika kuwa kule Finland. Tukaona na werevu ambao Mwenyezi Mungu ametupa, wakubaliwe hawa wanafunzi ambao tunaambiwa ni 208 wanagojea kwenda. Mzazi ameuza, anangojea. Hebu wahusike na wafanye haraka iwezekanavyo. Kama wamepata vyeti vya kusafiri na vyeti vya kukubali wao wakuwe kule, wakaweza kushughulikiwa wanaenende na pesa zao zikalipwe katika mashule ambao wanaenenda, ili waliojichafua na jambo hili wasiseme kwamba waheshimiwa ndio wamekataza sisi tuwapeleke kule ng'ambo. Kwa hivyo tungetaka ieleweke vyema, lakini tunasema baada ya wao kusafiri, kusiwe na jambo lingine linaendelea katika shughuli hii ya kuwadanganya wananchi kwamba tunawapeleka watoto wetu nje na kuwalipia, kwa sababu vivyo ndivyo neno sponsorship inasema. Serikali mkono wa kwanza na wa pili waketi, that is, na hiyo ni executive na assembly, wahakikishe kwamba idara husika wamekuja na nakala zinazoongoza shughuli hii. Watakapoleta katika bunge hii, kwa sababu ijawahi kuja, tukapitisha na kukubaliana, ili liwe ni jambo la serikali, kwa sababu ilivyo sasa jopo hili imeweza kuleta vizuri sana kwamba haikuwa katika mipango ya serikali, hata katika kikao cha mawaziri haikuwahi pitishwa, haikuwahi ongelelewa. Tutaiita nini hii? Mheshimiwa Spika, tunakushukuru kwa sababu ulitupa kile tulivyotaka, kile tulitouliza, kuhakikisha kwamba jopo hili imefanya kazi yake. Na tukimalizia tukasema kwamba haitakuwa sawa kama tutapeana ripoti hii na tukose kuuliza serikali hiyo ilifanya makosa hiyo, kwa sababu hata sasa wanaendelea wakaweza kuteua mhasibu, yani auditor, kuhakikisha kwamba akaunti hii imepigwa msasa, ijulikane shilingi iliyoingia ilitoka ikienda wapi. Iliyoingia mkono wa Mheshimiwa Muya aambiwa arejeshwe na ajibu maswali kuhusiana na hiyo. Iliyoingia kwa nani, vivyo hivyo ifanyike hivyo. Kwa sababu gani? Tunaishi wakati ambako hatutaruhusu kuona wazazi na watoto wa Uasin Gishu wakilagaiwa tukiangalia kama waangalizi wao. Itakuwa ni aibu. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa Kiingereza wanasema it should be a wake up call. Jambo hili la leo ni mwamko mpya kwa serikali ya kaunti ya Uasin Gishu. Ni wakati governor na baraza lake za mawaziri na yoyote aliye katika serikali ya kaunti ajue kwamba macho ya Mwenyezi Mungu inatuangalia, macho ya viongozi wengine yanatuangalia, na zaidi ya yote waliotupa kazi wananchi wanatuangalia wakitarajia mazuri, haki na kuelekezwa mahali ambako watu wetu watafaulu, mbali sio kuwalagai. Mheshimiwa Spika, ninapoelekea kumalizia, kwa sababu nilisema nitasema tu kwa kifupi, tumesema mengi katika ripoti hii, na itakuwa tu ni vyema tukasema kwamba hata lile wazo nzuri gavana wa sasa, ukiangalia pendekezo namba 11 ambayo inasema the county assembly is aware that the county executive has similar engagements with other countries like Canada. We advise that those engagement be suspended until proper policy framework is established. Tunasema nini? Tumemuona gavana wetu na hakukosa, ameenda mpaka kule Canada kuona ni jinsi watoto wetu wanaweza kufaidika kivipi. Lakini tumesema kufanya kosa si kosa, lakini kurudia kufanya makosa ndio kosa. Tunamwambia gavana na baraza lake la mawaziri, jambo na mawazo walio nayo kama haya kwanza yasimamishwe, Mheshimiwa Spika, na idara husika wakakuja na nakala ya kuonyesha tumeona jambo hili linaweza kusaidia watu wetu hivi, kwa hivyo tunaweka, kwa Kiingereza wanasema check and balance hivi, na tukaweza kuipitisha hapa bunge, ili kesho kama serikali, sisi na serikali mkono ule mwingine, tutaweza kusimama na tuseme jambo hili ni letu, mtoto huyu ni wetu. Lakini kwa sasa mtoto aliyezaliwa na huyo ambaye amekosa kupewa maziwa mpaka akadhoofika, sisi hatukuhusishwa kama bunge. Na ndiposa tunasema mkono wa pili wa serikali unaoongozwa na gavana wasimamishe wazo kama hili, wawache kuambilia watu wengine, mpaka tuketi chini kama serikali tukaweka mikakati kuhakikisha kosa kama hili limetendwa halitawahi tokea tena. Kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Spika, hivi tunavyoongea, na sijui ama iliweza kutekelezwa, watoto ambao walikuwa wako kule Finland walikuwa wamepewa notice ya tarehe 28, nasikia wamesimamishwa leo. Kwa hivyo itakuwa ni mjinga tu kuona kwamba ati sisi kama bunge tukubalie mambo kama haya yaendelee, na ili hali hatujaweza kulainisha mambo ambayo yanafikisha kufikisha watoto wetu pale. Yule mtoto mwenye ako ng'ambo, makosa ni ya nani? Amekosea nani? Kwa sababu si yake. Yeye aliambiwa enda soma, na utakapokuwa ukisoma utafanya kazi. Mheshimiwa Spika, sikusema jambo moja. Serikali hii ambao katika biashara hiyo ya watu binafsi waliona ni vyema wakisaidiwa na huyu mheshimiwa huyu ofisa wa tajriba ya hali ya juu county attorney, kwamba watoto hawa ambao wataenda kule wakilipiwa na county walipewa nakala ya kuonyesha watalipiwa. Tuliambiwa madhara ya hiyo nakala. Hawa watoto hawakuruhusiwa kufanya kazi kama yule mtoto amejipeleka kibinafsi. Kwa hivyo ni wakati wa kusema tuketi, tulainishe na tuongee ukweli, kwa sababu maandiko yanasema kwamba na watu watakapojua kweli, kweli itawaweka huru. Mheshimiwa Spika, sitaki kuchosha bunge hili. Nataka niseme tushapiga firimbi kama kamati kwamba mambo haya si sawa, na kama ni sawa tuelezwe ni sawa kivipi, na tumepeana mapendekezo yetu. Na ndiposa tunaomba jumba hii tukufu, waheshimiwa wenzetu, kama mtaona heri kuweza kumsaidia mzazi na mtoto wa Uasin Gishu kutoka katika mikono hii ya watu wachache ambao pengine wao waliona biashara, hawakuona kusaidia watoto wetu,